At this point in the story, we are finally going to officially start the shocking journey of the Donsan district. The next day after turning off its scripture learning mission, the name of the director was triggered by Tang Sen. At this time, it was only 8 days since Tang Sen became the head of the Tang River. Tang director's name is only 1 day old. This old Tang really didn't have time to think about it for a day. Tang Sen district is shocked that it definitely can't go empty-handed, so what equipment does it bring? First of all, the first one, a customs clearance post, which is also a prop with a very high appearance rate in the TV series Journey to the West. The second is Zijin Boyu, the third is a group of white horses, the fourth is 2 entourage, the fifth is tight blue Gaza, the sixth is the 9 rings west struggle, and the seventh is to take the red clothes and the 4 forests and pigs Tuli, and are selected to hide the things and clothes. There is a lot of equipment, but everyone found that there was nothing that seemed to be long. Shout, you are going to travel and you don't bring money. The only thing is that I don't bring money. Why is that? Because the emperor gave him the funds. Boyu, you can just take some Boyu in the picture. What money do you want for a clothes? But you don't have to worry, you see that the main laborer of the American novel or the protagonist of the American TV series, he is short of money. When Tongsan district was sent, there was only a batch of horses, 2 baggages plus 2 entourage, and 3 people and a batch of horses. This was a go-to-go. Let's imagine what these 3 people will say. Brothers, come on, we can mark the sea of lucky clouds. Speaking of which, we can't help but talk about the 2 most connected characters in Journey to the West. A line has no chance to appear, not to mention not even a name, and death is still the worst, that is, Townsend's entourage Jia and entourage Yi. How did they die? Who was the first monster Tang Sen encountered? The first monster that Tang Sen encountered, if you say that it is ascending or a black male gold, it is a big mistake. The first monster Tang Sen encountered is not 1, but 3, they are Bison Jin Te Master, Xiong Ba Jin, Xiong Shan Army, as well as Tiger Jin, Injiang Army. They are the monsters that appeared in the Tang dynasty. In addition, their behavior is even more thoughtful. First of all, this Injiang Army is the Tiger Gold, after arresting Tang Sen's 3 people. The 2 guests of the special master of the Xiong Army appeared, the 3 monsters, only ate Tang Sen's 2 root classes, but did not eat this white and fat Tang Sen. That Injiang Army was in front of Tang Sen's eyes, throwing the second servant back to the Wanqing Duo Fragment Night, the mobile phone and the new dry seal line for the second lesson, and the 4 to eat themselves, 7 fish bones and flesh to a demon, only to listen. That fish and horse Jisheng is really a tiger egg. Sheep cake, killing the stone in fact, and pasting an elder chicken. Almost killed this Tang Sen. This is the Tang Dark, the first Tang suffering. Tang Sen meat is right in front of them, they actually don't eat it. These monsters don't have any big simplicity at first glance, they don't have any vision at all. Cheng Tang Sen is seeing the east is white, dawn. These 3 monsters are gone by themselves. Left for no reason, really. The gun pin is gone, the gun pin is coming. Don't take away a cloud to step on. Many years later, when Tang Sen thinks of this incident, he will definitely go down. Why don't you say these 2 monsters don't eat me? I'm Townsend's meat. I can live forever if I eat it. These 3 monsters, too ignorant of the rules, he and they, this matter doesn't respect me. Just at this time an old man came to the camp, obviously not an ordinary old man. He is Tai-Bai Meticulous, this person we are very familiar with. He is the one who recruited in Song Kong. Now we can ask so many questions. First, why don't these 3 pieces eat Tongsen? They don't know that eating Tongsen meat can make you immortal. Why eat meat in person? This meat is for Tang Sen. Why did this Tai-Bai carefully appear at this time? If you appeared earlier, wouldn't you be able to almost bring down Tang Sen's 2 entourage? The third, these 3 monsters are also good. Tai-Bai carefully appeared at this time and several times. Press to try these. You want to know the logic behind this. We have to study what Tai-Bai carefully said and did. Right, the old walk. The person who caused the accident is a meaning and righteousness. The mountain army is a bear overlord, and the silver general is a tiger spirit. Those who do the same thing are a tiger spirit. Those who do the same things are a tiger spirit. Those who do the same things are a tiger spirit. And those who do the same things are a tiger spirit and do the same thing. There is no invitation to evil. The camera is the mountain army number ghost hands, hidden wolves, only with your original name so you can't eat you. You come with me, Ainley on the road, directly seal the ticket below to meet Zhang Xian's body to write, 4 sentences to send the child, send the cloud, helplessly cherish the sky Tai-Bai Jing, specially come to the big old lord of the creature, move forward free to live, don't be full, treasure far away. Why don't you know about Townsend? He explained carefully, with the original name of your nature, so eat. I can't tell you, what is the original name of nature? Let's look at another sentence, don't be full, treasure is fine. Judging from the connection, Tai Bai is carefully warning Tang Senator, as long as you have a firm belief and must take this experience and persevere, you will not be eaten. If you don't want to learn the scriptures, then your nature will not be the original name, and you may die in your score. 3 monsters. When this side eats Tang Sen's 2 entourage, at least 2 are good. The first is to intimidate Townsend. Little Donson, if you don't go to learn from them, your next journey will be exactly the same as theirs. I'm killing chickens, Jinghao. The second is to make room for Song Kong and the later members of the scriptures. You have 2 entourage, and you will not be able to collect land anymore. Compared with the disasters on the road to learn the scriptures, this time is definitely the most profound in Tang Sen's appearance, because the first time is always unforgettable. Although it is said that there are still 998 billion rotten, there has never been such a scene of brotherly disability again. Townsend. I watched a performance that generated human flesh. From then on, Don Sen can be regarded as a person who has seen the market. There is danger in advancing and retreating. You can rest assured that you will die faster. Once you go to the battlefield of learning scriptures, you have no turning back. Speaking of which, we don't just have to ask. What kind of god is this Tai Bai Venus? Where did these 3 monsters who came out to perform in person come from? A good double-fork spirit in the Big Tang Forest, the boss of all the closed Tang dynasty. What did you meet? The journey from 3 people to a lonely adventure suddenly becomes a lonely adventure. If you are a smart person, you will definitely start again at this time, and the screen will take the risk of learning from the experience. Besides, I haven't gone far, and I haven't left the Tang dynasty yet. I can go back to Tangin and block the team again. Right. My goal of learning scriptures, my belief in learning scriptures remains unchanged. I just go back. I am more fully prepared. No, because the appearance of Tai Bai Venus has bet on Tang Sen's way back. Tai Bai Jinxing sandwiched an old man in half, loosened the list for Tang Sen, and hid the way for Lao Tang. The 3 boxes followed, and they walked in and out of the pit on the main road. Without crossing the chapter, Tai Bai Jinxing was the first on Townsend's path to learn scriptures, the link person, and then saw Townsend. Sacrificing oneself desperately to get into the collar, the penalty for half a day and not seeing a single person in the village, according to the deputy middle, provoked the 2 people to have a flat road. In the season of crisis, there are 2 Meng tigers running in front of the school, there are several long shelters behind the school, the left and right are young monsters, and the 3 are to take care of the body and mind without blame, and there is life every day. At this time, Tang Sen was alone on the road to decide, and at this time the young man was fortunate to appear. This person was Lu Buqin. He was the fierce in this mountain. Jingshan was too thin. The distance between Tang Sen's 3 waste monsters and the appearance of this Lu Buqin was only Tang Sen walking alone for half a day. How did they get along? Lu Buqin made a fierce mutual in the mountains, killed a tiger in front of Tang Sen, which made the Yinjiang military situation of the same tiger look at it, and besides, the mountain is too thin, and this name is too long yellow. If the 3 waste monsters also live in this double explosive chain, then I am afraid that between Lu Buqin and the 3 waste monsters, the 2 can only live. Lu Buqin is to tell every fact. This is not the old tide of the 3 waste monsters, because if it is really the old trend of these 3 waste monsters, then there will be nothing to do with Lu Buqin. So this 3-wasted monster chain route was taught halfway. Who taught it? If you want to be a suspect, of course, it is too thin. So the question is, what is the identity of Tai Thin Venus? Do you remember what you said when the Tai Thin Venus recruited and sent it empty? I am the Western Too Thin Venus. Feng Yudi recruitment even came down to invite you to heaven. The money left by Tai Thin Venus to Tang Sen is indeed the West heaven is Too Thin Venus, 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 Too Thin Venus. This keyword is the West. Whether you are the West or the West, as long as you mention the West, we can't help but think of the Tathagata in the West. This Too Thin Venus is definitely an important figure who has been ignored by everyone for a long time. Of course, this is related to the role of his half-eyed. In the part of the Jade Land and the Tathagata in the sky have been carrying out secret games, and the contact between them is Too Thin Venus. Too Thin Venus is the agent of the Tathagata in the sky, and it is also an important official of the Zhukong Trouble Sky Plan. Let's take an analogy. If the Jade Land and the Tathagata are 2 big stocks, then this Too Thin Venus, 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 Too Thin Venus. It is the joint that connects the 2 dog heads, and the real master will not directly attack the dog head but look for the part of the joint, and once the joint is broken, the 2 dog heads will have to fight by themselves. Tai Thin Venus is the official sent by the Tathagata to confess every day, so when I see Matsukong and Townsend, I always have to make a special statement. I came to the West to Tai Thin Venus. Is there any other responsibility for Venus every day besides communicating with the Tathagata and the Jade Land? Yes, that is, deal with all kinds of monsters. In other words, the matter of Chow and Matsukong is his inner knowledge, and the monster he has often attached is definitely not just Matsukong, which explains why Tai Thin Venus proposed that Chao and Matsukong no one came out to oppose it, because this is his arc. Chao and is Lao Bai's job. Too Thin Venus often avoids dealing with monsters, so he can very conveniently arrange for the one-horned Ghost King to jump and search the sky, and arrange for these 3 monsters to eat Townsend's 2 entourage, which is for him. Isn't it a full thing? Well, the function of the Thin Venus is too thin, but we have explained it clearly, so what kind of interests does Lu Buqin, who appeared at this time, have? In the next episode, I will tell you the story, Journey to the West season, the story behind it.